Hello and welcome to the Lehigh Valley Food Podcast. My name is Jacoby, and we are here today at 3rd and Ferry Fish Market. I have with me Riley. Hi, Riley.
Hey, Riley.
And also we have Mike, the owner and executive chef of 3rd and Ferry.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Mike.
So you own and operate 3rd and Ferry.
Correct.
How long have you been in business here?
We opened up in 2013.
Wow.
2013. Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from North Jersey, up by Dumont, New Jersey, a small town up by Hackensack or Teaneck in Bergen County.
Okay. Now,
I'm one of those transplants.
It happens. There's a few of those, actually.
Couple.
I'm from Jersey.
Nice.
How did you get all the way over here into the Lehigh Valley?
So my wife and I were working for Marriott in Bridgewater. That's where we met. She got promoted to restaurant manager. I moved to chef de cuisine in the restaurant at the same time. A couple of years, a year and a half or so down the road, totally random phone call in the kitchen. These developers who were building Morgan Hill Golf Course up in Williams Township heard through the grapevine that I wanted to open up a restaurant and basically just offered me my first restaurant. So we moved out here and opened a restaurant. It's
that easy?
It was unreal. Easy. Yeah, it was. It wasn't easy. I wouldn't say it was easy. But yeah, it literally happened that quickly. We went out, interviewed with them. Turns out some caterer friends of ours had taken the project almost to fruition and then backed out at the last minute and just gave them our names, and they just fell into our laps. Yeah.
Wow. So do you have any culinary education?
No, I don't.
Ooh.
No. Education to me never really mixed very well. I never knock it. It's awesome. It just wasn't for me. I got a job. Yeah, I'm a hands-on kind of guy. I got a job in a restaurant in Hallworth, New Jersey in, I think, 1991 or 92. Bussing, washing dishes, and then prepping, and it just went from there.
You know, a lot of the chefs and stuff we talk to, it's kind of how their origins start. Yeah. It's never just like I went to culinary school and then got in this. No, I worked in the industry first, and then it kind of
from the bottom
grew.
To the top.
Yeah. I mean, even I talk to a lot of people, whether they're on their way to school or thinking about school or whatever, and school is great. There's nothing wrong with it, but you really have to do it before you go to school, because while school can teach you a lot, there's no way school can prepare you for how just hard this lifestyle is.
The full-on experience.
Yeah, most people I know that go to school without doing it last under a year when they get out, and it's a lot. It's a lot of money to spend on tuition to just switch careers after 6 months.
Yeah,
burns you out.
Oh yeah,
God. So it was already set up when you got here, essentially.
Here?
The 3rd and Ferry.
No, we built this.
Well, the plan to have a restaurant was there, right? Or
kind of. So we were at
sense.
Vintage we were at Vintage Restaurant for 10 years at Morgan Hill.
Yeah.
We had a couple projects in between, opening 3rd and Ferry and opening Vintage. And then an associate of mine found this building and brought it to me. I thought a restaurant would be cool here, and we just took us 5 years to get from start to finish. It was a long time.
It's a cool location, though.
Thank you.
What made you go with the fish market style? What
was
is that just something you've always liked?
Yeah.
Or initially, no. Well, yes. I mean, I like seafood. I love seafood. The decision to put a seafood restaurant in Easton was purely business, just because there aren't a lot of seafood restaurants in the area. There's not many in Easton at all. And there are some phenomenal Italian restaurants and some great, steakhouses, and New Orleans at the time there was a fantastic Portuguese restaurant in town. So all those kind of corners have been filled. So seafood just made sense.
Definitely makes sense. So you have a bar up there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a mixologist or a bar manager?
We do. We have a bar manager. All of our bartenders I'm just gonna knock on. We don't have. We're very fortunate in that we don't have a high rate of turnover. So all of our bartenders have been with us for quite a while. So when we do the cocktail inspiration comes from pretty much anybody. It could come from Danya, our bar manager, who was a bar manager. She's our general manager. She was a bar manager. Some years ago. She's been, in the bar industry for her whole life. Sometimes it comes from her. Sometimes it comes from our bar manager, Lauren. Sometimes it comes from the bartenders. It's like whoever has an idea, we just they have free reign to do whatever they want.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fun. The chefs, the guys in the kitchen the same way, they have an idea, flesh it out, we'll talk about it and get it on the menu.
Is there any, anything that they tried and was a flop?
Oh, we've all done that.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, we've all been there.
What was your
anything strange?
memorable one?
Yeah. Is there a memorable
Mine
one?
or someone else's?
Both.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I've had quite a few actually. We did a garlic funnel cake for Garlic Fest here, which I thought was going to be like the most amazing thing ever, and it was awful. It wasn't awful. It was delicious. It was delicious, but people would walk by it and they would just look at it and scowl, and I was like, "It's really good."
I think I would have loved that.
It was delicious. It was like a giant garlic donut. It was wonderful. Like, it was so good. Yeah.
Man.
But I've had lots of flops like that.
That is not a flop, sir.
Cocktail wise, well, it's funny. So they always send me the cocktails to taste, but I'm not a really good. I'm good with flavor balancing and all of that. But as far as like my particular likes, I only drink. I really only drink whiskey.
No.
Actually, I only drink Jack Daniels.
That's fun. You like a nice Stella once in a while, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
So where do you guys get the seafood from?
Yeah, sure. We get that question a lot. I have one. I believe in dealing with fewer vendors rather than a large list of them because you get to form a more personal relationship with your salesperson, and I can help them out more. They can help me out more. So I have one company that deals primarily with the Philly markets. They come out 5 days a week post COVID. They were 6, but they dropped a day. And then I had this other guy. He's a one man band. He's awesome. He is this Portuguese gentleman that I met some years ago. He is in Hunts Point in the Bronx 6 days a week at 2:00 in the morning. He hits the markets in Newark.
Grabbing the fish.
And he is just all by himself. He's got to be in his late 60s. And he's just awesome. Like, he'll pull me aside when he sees my bartender smoking outside, and he'll go outside. I'll yell at them for you. He's saying, I was like, it's okay. But his stuff is awesome, and he the fact that, I don't have time to go to the Bronx at 2:00 in the morning.
Right.
But he does. And, knowing that, he's an eye and an opinion I can trust there is, it's great. We get oysters from all over the place. We go through a lot of oysters.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We go through a lot of oysters. We get them from everywhere. West Coast, East Coast, all up and down the East Coast. We got them from, we got them more international before COVID. That's kind of gotten hard over the last couple of years. But still, the oyster market's still solid. We get them 6 days a week.
Do you try to get any locally sourced ingredients or anything like that? Or do you just try to...
Like, aside from the fish,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want fish around
It's
here,
tough in
but
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
We can get shad. You know what? I'm not that chef. I never have been. I know, a lot of my friends are, and they do a great job with it. It's just never been something that I don't know if it's that I was exposed to it. I've never really worked in it for a chef that was, minded like that. So it just never really got in my wheelhouse.
So, speaking of locally, do you also look into locally sourced liquor and drinks?
We do. Yeah, we have a number of the local distilleries and breweries are on our list. Cool. I do use the the woman who bakes my pies is in Williams Township, and I get ice cream from Bank Street Creamery, and I get stuff from Sailors. I'm not the guy. I'm not the chef who is at the farm and yeah. Yep.
Too early.
Yeah, I respect it. I respect it a lot. It's just
Yeah, but working with like some of the local restaurants,
That's cool. 100%. So you dabble in a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
that's nice.
I'm a big proponent of helping out other businesses in town.
Yeah.
Like whether they're a complementary business or your competitor, like it doesn't matter to me. Like I like to kind of get behind everybody.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are super into the events around here.
Yeah,
obviously. I mean, free marketing, right? Bacon Fest, Garlic Fest, stuff like that. Do you have any other events outside of those?
We run Clam Jam is ours,
right?
Yeah, we put that on. We're doing the Winter Village right now. We have a hut down there.
I saw that.
Yeah,
we'll do little things, here and there. And, I'm kind of guilty. I'll do anything anybody asks me. Kind of. It's.
I mean, we're here right now. So.
But I mean, like it's good because I was snooping all over your social media and I saw that you really do a lot of community events, and I thought that was really cool and that you're involved.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
Yeah, we honestly the most fortunate thing for us having come from Williams Township down to Easton. Williams Township is a beautiful place. Met some great people there. But Easton's got this sense of community that is just like, it blew me away. It was unreal. And when we moved in here, people were very supportive and very helpful. Like I said, the project took us a very long time.
Yeah.
But everyone was really supportive. And, when we opened it, just made me want to just give it back, So, Easton's, it's pretty cool in that respect. It's a city. It looks like a city. It feels like a city. It acts like a city. But it's managed to hold on to this small town like value set, which is pretty neat.
Do you have any plans of expanding? I mean, probably not. And it's a far-fetched question, but
do you have any plans?
Yeah, I always have
plans.
I always have plans, much to the dismay of my wife. We just opened Rod's Dogs over in the public market.
Oh, okay.
It was full of crepe. I bought that from the woman who started it some years ago.
Yeah,
and, full of crepe. Vowel placement is very important. So we ran it as full of crepe for I think 3 years, 2.5. Well, we closed during COVID.
Yeah.
Honestly, keeping this afloat and that afloat was just too much. So we just we maintained the rent and all that, but just shut the doors. And then I don't know. I love full of crepe was great. It was awesome actually. But I think crepes were really Ashley's passion. She was the original owner. She started it, and she knocked it out of the park. Bethlehem, Easton, Holy Lehigh Valley. She was tremendous at what she did.
She was the crepe person.
Oh yeah, she was the crepe. If you weren't to get a crepe in Lehigh Valley, that's who you were talking to. But it wasn't my passion, and I love hot dogs.
Well, that leads me to another question for COVID. Well, I guess it affected you greatly. What did you do to
stay
deal
afloat,
with it? Yeah. What'd you do? What changes did you have to make?
Yeah,
you couldn't have anybody inside, obviously.
No. Well, we couldn't have anyone inside, and our food isn't necessarily takeout friendly,
right?
Yeah,
a lot of the stuff most of the stuff on our menu, people kept asking me to make them calamari to go, and I kept saying, please don't order that. I would love to sell it to you, but by the time you get it home, it's going to be awful.
Especially the oysters, you're not even supposed to take them out. It's against board health.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. I asked him about it years ago. The health inspector in Easton is a very nice guy. He's great at his job. I asked him about it. And because I had customers asking me, and he said, Mike, he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I want to tell you can do it. He's like, if they get mad, just blame me. Throw me under the bus. I said, no problem, Joe. You got it. But yeah, no. So our whole raw bar program was pretty much out. Yeah. 70% of our menu just didn't really work to go. So we had a grocery program. I brought in because I had my distributors were still selling. You could find toilet paper here and there, whatever you needed. So I would bring in, deli meat and eggs and bread and all the necessities. And we had it on the website. People would call with their grocery orders. We'd pack it together, and then they'd come pick it up. And put it in their car for them. So that worked out pretty well. I think people appreciated it because a lot of people just weren't comfortable going into stores.
Yeah.
A lot of stores didn't have a lot of stuff. So that worked out pretty well. We managed to. I had a couple employees who just did not want to come into work, which was fine. They weren't comfortable.
Yeah.
So only one didn't come back. But everyone else came in, and we were able to pay them, and government aid helped out a lot.
Yeah.
And it was good. Honestly, it was not the hardest thing that I've ever had to deal with in business.
Well, then that's good.
Yeah. Well, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Like I said, opening this place was probably the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, 5 years, he says.
Yeah, 5 years. So I mean, after that, you just look at things differently. It's like, all right, fine. What's next?
Yeah.
Make a few adjustments here and there, and you'll be fine.
That's all.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, if you in any business, you have to be able to pivot. Because whatever's going to come at you is not going to steer around you just because you're not ready for it. Like it's going to hit you. It's going to hit you. So you either pivot or you get hit. And,
when you get hit enough.
And when you get hit enough.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're going to learn to pivot.
100%.
Oh man.
I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
What is your favorite dish here?
Ooh, I get that a lot actually, and it's funny. It's honestly one of the cheapest dishes on the menu. It's I love the fish and chips. So the fish and chips, when we opened, our fish and chips was codfish with a beer batter.
Oh, I love that.
And so my neighbor at the time, who was one of my best friends, he came in, British guy, came in with his wife, also British, and her whole family, also British. So they came in, 6 of them. And he's pulled me aside. He says, I'm going to get the fish and chips, right? I said, all right, that's cool. So they ate. And I said, I'm like, how was it? He goes, honestly, it was, expletive. He did not like it. And I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, all right, why? He's like, all right, you're using cod. I said, yes, I am. He's like, yeah, throw that away. Switch to haddock. I was, okay. He's like, and you put beer in the batter, right? I said, yeah. He said, get rid of it. Switch it to soda water. Okay.
Soda water.
Yeah.
So I did.
It's more
Yeah, it doesn't. The sugars don't caramelize.
Yep.
So we do a whole fillet of haddock now, and we make our own fries. The whole fillet haddock, and the batter is. I knocked on his door the next morning. I'm like, I owe you fish and chips like forever, And honestly, it really is. It's awesome.
Well, I'm glad I asked that question.
Yeah, try it. Yeah, we usually do this bit where we give the chef some random piece of food. I wish we had the food for it. Something that wouldn't be, their
usual norm.
To see if they could make a dish out of it. But we don't have it right now.
No, we don't.
No, it would have been a fun bit. Oh, well.
But we could pick off something at the top.
You want to pick something
You can
random?
throw some. I'm fine with that.
I know, yeah, that's
You
a.
think and I'll think.
You want me to think?
Let's
go.
Think.
Let's go land animal.
Land animal.
Yeah.
Venison.
Venison. That's not weird enough. You can make that just into a venison
Well,
steak.
then alligator.
Ooh, gator.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
sure,
then
gator. How about
Gator. Let's choose gator. Today's bit is alligator.
Nice. I actually like alligator. Alligator has a really interesting texture. It's kind of like a cross between like chicken and swordfish.
Yeah.
Almost. It's got that like.
Well, I lose.
that?
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, I like an alligator steak. I like just a crusted alligator steak, like maybe like pecorino romano or just seared real simply. A little risotto, sun-dried tomatoes, parsley, little extra virgin olive oil at the top, some broccoli rabe with rosemary. I feel like I just got red.
He's loving it. He loves that alligator.
Wow, that sounds great.
For seafood,
love
I
that.
like the alligator.
I think you blew that one out of the park.
Yeah. I lost. I definitely lost.
You lost?
Yeah.
It is what it is. So I guess as we start to wrap this up, do you have anything? Well, this is going to come out right before Christmas, like the 18th, something like that, right? Do you have anything that you want to let people know about?
Events.
Anything in the new year?
Yeah.
Any events? Anything? Hey, we are going to maybe be at this place. We're going to maybe be at that place, or
that you
hey,
know
we're going to do
of.
karaoke
Yeah,
night
yeah,
now.
yeah.
That you haven't,
Yeah.
randomly. Okay, sure.
I don't know yet. We're pretty packed. The Winter Village is kind of like the last of it. So starting in August with Clam Jam, it's just like boom, boom, nonstop. And then kind of the end of Winter Village is kind of just like, thank God.
You could breathe for a second.
Yeah, I have a retail product I'm gonna try and get to market next year. Cool. Hopefully, be looking for that. It's I can't really talk about it. Hopefully, should get to QVC.
This is off the record.
Hopefully, get to QVC next year.
Okay.
We'll see. But no, I mean, we're here. We're here. Our seafood's always fresh. Our staff is always friendly. And our pours at the bar are pretty good.